WIBTA if I went to my professor about a group project. I'm a grad student taking an upper division computational physics course. For our final project, we were put into groups of 3 and given a group project to write a program, give a presentation on it, and write up our results. In our write-up, we are supposed to list what each person in the group did, and we're told that this will affect our grade. This is the first time the professor is doing this project, and he's been very vague about his expectations. My group members were L.M. undergrad and M.M. grad student. The project was incredibly complicated for an undergrad course, even an upper division one. Based on how the presentation went and what I've heard from the professor and other students, it seems like everyone really struggled with it and no group was able to fully complete the project, including ours. During the start of the project, L had been out for a significant chunk of the semester and wasn't answering his emails, and M was catching up after a long absence due to COVID, so a lot of the initial coding fell to me. Once we had all gotten on the same page, it was decided that I would finish the rest of the code, and L and M would work on the presentation and write-up. We used the LaTeX editor Overleaf for the write-up, which only allows a document to be accessed by 2 people max unless the creator has a paid premium account. Being broke college students, we decided that only L and M would have access. As we approached the deadline, L and M asked me to take on more work, such as helping with the presentation, and writing some sections and making figures for the write-up. To get around my lack of access to the LaTeX document, I would write out my sections in LaTeX markup in a shared Google Doc to be copied over. The code and write-up were due at midnight. At 7 p.m. on the due date, I asked if L or M could send me the current draft of the write-up. M responded saying he would, but in the end neither of them sent me anything. At midnight, M emailed the write-up to the professor with all of the group members CCED, and I replied all with our code files and such. The first time I read the write-up was the following morning. Just counting text, a little over a quarter of the total write-up is my writing, with very little editing. However, when I read the section where everyone was credited, I was only credited with the code. All of the writing was attributed to L and M. I'm not sure if L or M is intentionally trying to make it seem like they did more for the project than they actually did, or if that was written based on our initial plan and they forgot to change it once things changed. The fact that neither of them sent me a draft before turning it in makes me sus, but I know they've been slammed and that most of the write-up was done last minute. WIBTA if I contacted the professor and told him that some of my work wasn't properly credited, I don't want L and M to be harshly penalized because of me. However, I also want to get credit for my work.